music, cut the music. Okay. Oh god, hello, hi, how we doing? Oh, Jesus. Hello. Sorry for the delay. Oh, God. Whew. Honestly, I gotta pour myself a drink. I got orange juice, I got pineapple juice, and I got some other funny water. Thank you, D-Man chat. Yeah, I could see chat was getting a little grouchy. Oh no, that's too much. Oh, I've made that way too strong. Oh no. Yeah, it's sorry for the delay. It's been a bit of a long day. I went into town. Just went into the city, wanted to get a few things. So, you know, it was a bit of a run around. Whew. Had to, you know, run around to the shops. I got myself a Lego advent calendar. That's nice. Ah, babe. Okay. Yeah, I got myself a Lego advent calendar, and then I've been walking from shop to shop, and then, of course, I get caught out in the rain. And so, yeah. I got orange and pineapple juice. Oh! Oh, Jesus, that's strong. Oh! It wasn't so much that I needed a mental health day, thanks for asking, D-Man. It wasn't so much that I needed a mental health day this week, that's why there was no video. I've just been a bit of a downer all week, I guess, and I just couldn't think of anything, and I didn't have the energy, so I just decided to commit to just writing some Halloween stuff instead, just to make my October a little easier. Am I okay? Yeah. Just tired, I guess. You know, it just sort of stress. When you're tired, you get kind of stressed, and you just, I don't know. Seasonal depression. Yeah, from what I've heard, a lot of people, it's going around. Sounds like you ran everywhere today. It wasn't that I ran everywhere, but getting caught in the rain, you know, it's not great. It's not great. So it's probably going to be a bit of a shorter stream than usual. It might only be about an hour and a half. So sorry if you want a long stream today. I've been having a bit of a runabout. Also, anyone who has been in the Train of Thought Discord will know there are going to be a few changes. Nothing major. It's just going to be reorganizing a few things. We've got some more mods on board, so hopefully there won't be people. There won't be people just spamming stuff, and there won't be people being offensive and rude to each other. It should tidy up the place. So, with all that being said, though, we're not here to talk about my day or my Discord server, are we? We're here to talk about goofy trains. Also, let me just shrink my OBS a little bit. There we go. So yeah, goofy trains. Here we are, goofy trains. We've got chat over here. Because what's the point in having this cursed train stuff if chat can't read themselves? Hang on, actually, let me shrink down chat just a little bit. There we go, just move you guys over. Hey, ToT do a Seth Rogen impression. I don't really think I can do his voice. I can. The only thing I can do if I want to do a Seth Rogen impression is just the laughter. That's the only Seth Rogen I can do. Oh, thank you for $2.79. Stenny P. I love that name, Steady P. ToT, can you do a Russian accent? Difficult to do a Russian accent, but it involves rolling R. Is kind of general Eastern European. Kind of Russian, I guess. ToT, I have art homework this week to procrastinate on. How do you do art homework? Is it just draw a picture? Do you just have to draw a picture, or do you have to research an artist? It's a collage. Oh, those are awful. I remember getting that because I'd have to go to the school library and I'd have to just find loads of pictures of a similar thing. It was so annoying to do. Help ToT, I have too much drywall in my veins. Well, sounds like it shouldn't be there though. To round out River and Mike, a nice $30 a piece, even though they aren't here though. Thank you, D-Man. Really, I worry about your financial choices, the fact that you're giving me so much money, but hey, who am I to argue with free money? But we're not here for that. Let's actually get started, shall we? So if you remember last time, we ended up watching all these Latvian rail safety videos, which was an absolute scream. It wasn't necessarily an absolute scream, but there were some just absolutely stupid things. One second, let me just put my phone on silent so I don't get notifications. Okay, so starting off with, I'm not entirely sure what's cursed about this, other than it's just a grey 440 named Tamai. I think whatever's on the front of the smoke box is weird, but that's not terrible. The smoke box is weird, but that's fine. This, ooh. I don't know what it is about this. It's not terrible, but it's just how curved the frames are. One sec, I'm not... Oh, chat's in the way. Let me just shrink chat down a little bit more. And let me move Discord over a bit. There you go. Oh, the live ToT reaction's still there. What's that still doing there? Get out of here. But yeah, because how this front part of the buffer here, just sort of like the frame curves down. And the wheel arch, I don't know. It's like someone just added too much unnecessary detail, I guess. The tender's small, but it's not ugly small. Just a fleet of these weird engines, I guess. That's not too bad. We're starting off okay. Oh, is this... This doesn't look weird to me. I know it... Someone's going to be looking at this like it's wrong, but this doesn't look terrible to me. Just a 464. I think it's meant to be a 484, isn't it? It's not that cursed. This is fine. We've got bold engine. That's kind of meh. I'm not... That's very much a tank engine, isn't it? If you tell someone to make a tank engine, that's what they make. They've made a tank engine. So let me shrink down this real quick. There we go. Now you can see better. It's not that cursed. It's just a stocky little side tank. That's fine. That is a streamlined princess. That's fine. We've had this one before, the streamlined king. It looks goofy as hell, but we've seen it before. That's a nuclear bomb. Goofy! That's dinky. I like that. That's just the right amount of cartoony. I like that. I mean, given the size of the wheels, it's not going to go very quick. Like, given how tall that guy is, how tall is one of those wheels? It can't be any more than a foot. Like 9 inches? That's not going quick. Oh, is that a G? Is that a G1? Is that a G? Is it a G1 or a GG1? But it's got the Shea cylinders on the side. Oh, that's now that's a vibe right there. Did you hear about the Flying Scotsman incident? I did. I made a meme on Twitter because such things must be laughed about. Could someone clarify what happened with the Flying Scotsman? Because from what I understand, I don't know, I think it was backing up, it was reversing into its carriages. It went a bit faster than it should have been, and just the tender just hit the coach a bit too hard. A couple folks stumbled over. I don't think anyone's died. It's not a serious incident, but I think it backed up a little hard and just shook everyone around who was in the carriage. Yeah, 2 people are injured, but no one's dead. No one's gonna die in a bump, you know? One of the tender buffers, but 2 people did not die in hospital. Stop spreading fake news. I'm just going to Google this real quick, just to put it at everyone's ease. Yeah, 2 people taken to hospital. I read last night that they were released in a slow speed crash. They're investigating it, but no. It's not a big deal. Flying Scotsman's going to be fine. I think, though, they are going to have to bend... I think they are going to have to repair one of the buffers, though, and one of the carriages. Which sucks, but, you know, it's not the worst thing that could have happened. Like, it's not like the front was bent. It's not like they put a hole through the smoke box. It's just it's literally one of the buffers on the tender, and I think maybe the coupling of the front coach. It's not going to be hard to fix. The GG 0.5. I think we've seen this one here as well. Just I love that they had to just cut one of these in half for practical shunting uses. This is, I think, yeah, this is photoshopped. Goofy extended train. Look at that. It's photoshopped. Gordon without the face. We've seen that. We had this one before. I think someone's posted this before as well. That's a Great Western 210. Not the worst looking thing, I'm going to be honest. Not amazing, but it's not terrible looking. This, on the other hand... Oh, I don't know. This feels kind of wrong. Is this photoshopped or like... I don't know what's up with this. It just feels kind of wrong. It does have 3 tenders. It's got 1, 2, 3. Why does it have 3 tenders? Why is its smoke box so big compared to everything else? And like the frames are like bent, like they've got like an arch towards the front. What is up with this engine? I'm looking at it and I don't understand it. Could be an oil engine. That would explain the other tenders. The more you look at it, the more cursed it becomes. I don't know what's going on with this signal here. Because this one looks like it's mid-movement. It's kind of like smudged and blurry. Like it's been weirdly photoshopped. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. The more you look at it, the weirder it gets. I don't like it. Couldn't make this up if I tried. Hey, wonky funnel! Wonky funnel, you know what that means? You know what that means? A wonky funnel. We're getting the toffee out, baby. What? I think it's... I think if it's weird funnels, or if we see an engine in a turntable well, that's when the drinks get cracked out. I think I have seen this picture before at some point. Oh, D-Man, I didn't know it was a drinking game, and it's time for a sip of the wonky juice. Yeah, because I think I established these rules at one point. I don't know if it was Curse Trains 4 or Curse Trains 5. I established that every time I see because I can't remember. Bro got hit with an uppercut. But yeah, I can't remember. I don't know if it was Curse Trains 4 or Curse Trains 5. We just kept getting nothing but engines and trains that had crashed into turntable wells. And so I eventually just made a joke that, if I see another one, we're going to make a rule that every time I see one, I'm going to have to start taking shots. And then I think the same was just a load of weird funnels, so I just started doing that with funnels as well. This boiler, however... Okay, first of all, look at the wheels. Because that implies it's one of those... it's a pole road. Because the wheels have got flanges on both sides. Second of all, why would the boiler be tilted up like this? Because usually if it climbs hill, the boilers are tilted down, aren't they? Because that's what they do on most railways, is the boilers are always tilted down. Unless it goes uphill cab first. In which case that's... Ooh. It's a very weird engine, I must say. Oh no. Oh, why? Why did you put a face on it? Why did you give him a hat? And why did you paint the eyes black? So many questions. Why does he have ears? Yeah, why does he have ears? Oh no! Oh god! Oh no! That's a Throwback. You'll remember 2011 when this was the funniest shit you've ever seen? Was it 2009? When did Nyan Cat come out? I'm looking this up on YouTube real quick. Original Nyan Cat. 12 years ago. 2011. Alright, I'm going to stop there before I absolutely ruin this whole stream by doing that. Sorry, certain liquids do certain things to your mind. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to give you that warning. Oh dear. Oh dear. D-Man made a donation as well during that time. Hold on. Ghostly Boy says, well, time to get a bottle and get hammered at some Nightmare Fuel Cursed Trains. Well done. D-Man, now you gotta close with Nyam music instead of Tugs, lol. Okay, yeah, it sounds like a plan. Oh boy. Oh dear. I want to say I'm sorry, but I'm not. What is that? What is that? Oh, why the eyes? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, lads. This has been one of the best openings to Cursed Trains we've had in a long time. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh no. Why are you smiling, Trank? That's a Trank. Very poorly photoshopped, but it's a Trank. What else we got here? Steam, Diesel, who knows, I love trolling. Oh. Is this meant to be one of those... Is this meant to be one of those, like, they, them, gender neutral, androgynous memes originally? Because the Kits and Still engine, that's... yeah. I've done a video on that. Very interesting idea, not gonna lie. We've got the Toblerone train. Who is this guy driving it? What? Hold on, let me just make this bigger so you guys can see. Who is this man? Who is he? Who is this guy? Why did this guy... He looks like he's been photoshopped into the image. Who is he? It's Tyler 1. It's not Tyler 1 though, because it looks like he's got hair and he looks like he's wearing glasses. I've seen the original image. You know, it's just the red train that someone photoshopped into a triangle. I've never seen someone Photoshop this guy into it. This is turning into some like real mystery solving shenanigans we gotta pull off here, kids. One sec, let me... Oh, I zoomed this in way too much. Not gonna lie, kinda looks like Bunter from Initial D. Man's about to drift that triangle. shrink this back down. So it's hard to get it like quite right. Hold on, there we. Perfect. Let me just make my OBS smaller. There we go. Oh, I think we have seen this one already. What I want to know though is, how did that happen? Because I'm assuming it collided, or like something hit the cab and pushed the whole thing forwards. Because if it just drove forwards and collided with something, it wouldn't have done that. Shut up! Sorry, my emails went off. I've got an email apparently. It's from the Lego shop, just reminding me that I bought some Lego. Hit a bridge. That hit a bridge? That makes sense. Why is the class 08 in italics? Yeah. Bro's doing a smooth criminal over here. Thing is though, if it's in a rail yard, how low is the bridge if it hits it to do that? Because like, presumably if you're building around a rail yard, you'd build it so that the shunting engines will have enough clearance. Bro's leaning forward to read something. That works. That works. Okay, Family Guy profile picture. Let's see what we got. We got a day out with Thomas picture, which is not terrible. I think the simplistic drawn-on face looks fine. Like it looks nothing like Thomas, but I respect the blue paint job. They put the red striping around it, and I think the fact they went cheap on the face, they just got a 2D piece of sheet metal or paper and drew on a Thomas face. I think that looks infinitely better than if they tried to make one of those like molded 3D faces, because they always look terrible. Excuse me. Family Guy profile picture is me. Sorry. Alcohol's hitting me quick. Family Guy profile picture is me. Oh, it's you, D-Man. Well, let's see what else you got here. Gucci. Gucci Boko. I never really noticed or understood, why does Boko have 10 wheels? Why does he have 6 on one bogie and 4 on the other? Was that just part of the design? Because I remember seeing that in a picture once and I'm like, huh. Because he's a Kobo Class 28. Is that just how they built? I never really understood that. It's weird. Yeah, Gucci Boko. Gucci, hit me up sometime. Get me to model some of your shit instead of Francis Bourgeois. Because they're all about plus-size models nowadays, right? That's a thing they're trying to lean towards in the fashion industry, is plus-size models. Fucking Gucci, get me involved. I'll do some modeling for you. I am horribly pale to the point where I look like a corpse, and I'm pretty overweight. And I'm very hairy. And I'm not that photogenic. But in the right lighting, with the right outfit, I bet I could sell you gangbusters. And then we've got this, which, not cursed, really. I think the main cursed thing about this is just how far the lamp sticks forward compared to everything else. I see this engine and I see a locomotive built for purpose. like... It's not decorative. It's not made to look nice. Everything you need to adjust is within range. If you need to change a valve, the valve is there. I respect that this is an engine built for function. I respect that. Toasty. Oh! The image is copyright to Silvermore Consulting LLP 2017. But good God! What did you put in that firebox? Good Christ! What did you put in there? The backdraft. An empty jerry can. Just an average portal incinerator. Next level footplate cuisine. you know how like footplate crews will like clean off the fireman's shovel and like fry an egg on it, fry some bacon. That's just this, but it flambés. It just flambés anything you put into it. Screw it, napalms your firebox. Oh no. Oh God. I want to know the backstory behind this. Oh, I just heard a police... some kind of siren go off. It might have been police, it might have been ambulance. Oh. Screw the fireman, we need firemen. Oh. They found me. They found me. Sorry boys, they found me. Oh no, never mind, they haven't. So I'm assuming this is one of Gresley's Pacifics, because it looks kind of like a Gresley Pacific. It's hard to tell when you can't quite see the smoke box and when it's tilted at about what looks to be a 30-degree angle. Bro just got rotated. I do like these pictures though, where it's like a behind-the-scenes look at various prototypes. 5'3" when wind. I like these kind of scientific graphics, if you know what I mean. Like, judging from these lines, they're trying to find like the center of mass, where like most of the weight is going to be located on the engine. So I like these images, because it's just like, you don't think about this point of the engineering. I like it. Very fun. If Flying Scotsman never made it back from the US tour, that's just a rusted old engine. Boo on you, boo on you, that's just a rusty old engine. This person, nah. What? What is going on here? Because okay, so the cab is kind of messed up, so it looks like it's been in an accident. It's in some kind of cutting, so that implies it's on rails. It crashed. Now, it makes sense that it's crashed, but like, where did it crash? Because the fact that it's in some kind of cutting, this looks like a cutting. Boiler blew up? Would that like crush the cab? think it's off the rails, but it's in a cutting. I can't. In fairness, I don't see any rails underneath it, but it does look like it's in a cutting. Looks like a cleanup after the boiler pipes. That's a river or a landslip. With just this one angle, it's hard to tell. I think you'll agree with me on that. People are saying it's a boiler explosion, some saying it's a landslip. A boiler explosion sounds about right if the smoke box door is missing. Oh no. Not cursed, but confusing nonetheless. Another photo of that engine. Peter Sam after the drugs is just another haha goofy day out with Thomas face. Which, I didn't get to see Edward Thomas when I went to the Tallyclin. Oh, hello. One of these days we'll have an investigation. One of these days we'll have to do an investigation stream to get context on pictures like that one. That sounds fun. It's a river or a landslip. New nickname for river unlocked. We're just calling river a landslip now. Oh dear. Yeah, it does look like Nicolas Cage, doesn't it? Yeah, when I went to the Tallyclin, I didn't get to see Edward Thomas, nor did I get to see Tallyclin, which is a shame. I'm just trying to think. I saw... Yeah, because I saw Dolgok, Sir Hayden, and Ivo Hugh and Douglas. So I still haven't seen Tallyclin or Edward Thomas in person, which is a shame. But it'll be nice. I'll just have to go again sometime. Maybe the Audrey extravaganza next year. I'll hand out more cookies. That's stupid Thomas. Don't care about Thomas. Lib status. Smashed. Get owned, liberals. I think we've seen this one. I've been to the National Railway Museum. I've got pictures of this. Copyrighted someone else anyway. But this is a very fascinating thing to look at. Like looking at the tender, all the pipes, how everything works. It's a very fascinating thing to look at. If you've never been to the National Railway Museum, or if you've never had the chance to go to any kind of exhibit that's got like a cross section on a steam locomotive, highly recommend it. Because like pictures only go so far. Actually seeing it in person and seeing the size of everything, you know, it's quite nice. It's quite fun. Go to the French Rail Museum, Streetlined 480. I might, if I ever find myself in France. And I'll be cold and dead before I find myself in France. Oh, this is a video, sound warning. Okay, I'm assuming this is copyrighted music, so I'm gonna have to play it without music. So that's a lot of fire. That's no. Whoa. Okay, so this one, that's the turbocharger just going a little overboard. This one is just two wagons have broken away from each other, which is fair enough. But this one, I never understood how this could happen. How just... Are the wagons just so poorly balanced that they just tip over? Just like... I am convinced American railroads do this shit deliberately. They just someone is sabotaging these railroads. Maybe the rails gave out. How? How? How does this happen? I don't know. What's the last one? Oh no. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm convinced at this point. A railroad line runs through my hometown, and we had a train coupling break apart and block the roads once. Couplings are one things. Couplings are one thing. It's like, how does so many wagons tilt apart like this? They just tip over for no reason. I genuinely don't understand. Here's something I'm convinced of, though. I'm convinced there is a conspiracy that lorry drivers have to deliberately ruin railroads by parking trucks on level crossings when a train is coming. Because, like, the amount of trucks getting hit by a train at level crossings I have seen, 9 times out of 10, they come from America. And it's like, surely, you as a truck driver, a job that requires you driving for days at a time, like, you will have to take sleep breaks, obviously, but like, you have a load so valuable and you drive days at a time. You see a level crossing, alright? The barrier goes down. Why don't you try putting that shit in reverse? Or, like, look before you cross. Because, like, if you see a train coming and you know you've got a heavy load that's slow moving, why don't you just stop? To be fair, sometimes the trucks get stuck on tracks due to leveling out. I guess, but, like, I don't know, surely, as a truck driver in the US, you would be aware of these things. If it is your profession to drive a truck day in, day out. I don't know. That's ToT's conspiracy of the day. I think we've seen this one a couple of times before. But I still love just looking at this engine and just, in my head, just hearing as it's just going along the line. Ah, dear. Let me have another swig of this. Right. I just noticed the buffer here. Have you ever looked at an engine that's got buffers mounted on the top of its smoke box? That's not something you see every day. Ladies and gentlemen, steam outline diesels. This is... You know what? As much as we give shit to, like, whenever someone puts, like, just has a diesel engine and they put, like, the body of a steam locomotive on top, as much as we give them shit, I think doing it this way and making it look like an articulated steam engine, or like a Shay or a Climax kind of engine, this works. Someone's asked, is it a Shay? And whoever's posted it said steam outline diesel, so I'm assuming this is a diesel engine, presumably for some kind of theme park or attraction. I'm guessing as such because there's like this... I'm not sure if you can see it on stream, but there's like... It looks like a panel can be removed on the side of the tender bunker here. And it looks like there's 2 handles to hold on as well. I'd say as far as disguising a diesel engine as a steam engine goes, this is good. This works. It's like the... You know that IQ graph meme Where it's like the low IQ would be like, oh, it's a steam engine, and then like the medium IQ is like, it doesn't look anything like a steam engine, and then dip down again, high IQ is like, no, it is a steam engine. Better if it was a legit mini Shay. I agree, it would be better if it was an actual steam engine. But at the same time, I understand why theme parks and different attractions use quote-unquote fake steam engines. And it's just because as much as we all love steam, we can agree it's a lot of a faff, they're expensive to maintain, they're awkward, they require a lot of effort. A diesel engine, you just turn the key, let it warm up for a moment, and off you go. And so doing this for a theme park, I can understand why. So this is fine. I think we can all agree this is like the exception when it comes to the rule. Oh no! Oh dear. That's, I don't think that'll buff out. That's not going to buff out, is it? Bro sneezed a little too hard. Skinwalker found it. Oh no. That's not good. That's not good in the slightest. This is from an artillery gun. I hate that. I hate that with a passion to the point where I'm just deleting the message. Goodbye. That's... I can't describe it. You know the, Yeah, me too. You know when Kermit the Frog gets mad and the puppeteer does that thing where they scrunch his face? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you know what I'm on about. When Kermit the Frog gets mad and they scrunch his face. It looks exactly like this. Hold on, no. I gotta... Oh, let me just save this picture real quick. Oh, donations. I have acquired Liquid Apple. Good on you. Just need some WD-40. Yeah, a bit of WD-40 will do it. Hang on one sec. Let me just... image... Okay, here we go. This is what I'm on about. Am I crazy, or does that not have the same energy? It's just... Oh no, I need... Oh, hold on. I've got to... I'm going to keep Kermit here. And I'm just going to have him on a button. So anytime I see something that makes me scrunch. If I'm feeling scrunchy. Don't know what's cursed about this, other than the fact that it's in Texas. And as we all know, Texas is a doomed place to live. If you live in Texas, by the way, I'm not apologizing. You know your state is terrible. I'm not entirely sure what's cursed about this, other than I guess it might be one of those steam engines, one of those diesel engines disguised as a steam engine. ToT, take that back, Texan pride. I'm sorry, D-Man. You gave me money, but I'm not apologizing. The only thing to come out of Texas that's worthwhile is the cowboy hats, the propane, and the propane accessories. At least it's not California. No, both are terrible, but just in different ways. Like, it's would you prefer to eat a bowl of rusty pins, or would you prefer to eat a bowl of manure? Like, it's going to be terrible to eat either of them. Like, one is not better than the other. But that's enough about me harping on against America. I don't know what it is. I think it is just a diesel engine made to look like a steam engine. This doesn't look terrible. Like, I could believe this is actually a steam engine. I've not seen D-Man in a while. I think I might have upset him. Oh no, there he is. Bro, the only worthwhile thing to come out of Texas is propane and cowboy hats. Bro has not experienced Schlotzsky's. I'll give you that, D-Man. I'll trust that Schlotzsky's is good, but until I try it, you're nah. Oh, what? What? What happened here? There is a story here. Jesus Christ. I think it lost a coin. I think it lost more than a coin, mate. What happened here? I'm assuming this is a single fairly on account of the fact it's called Fairley's patent. Like... what? That don't look like a single fairly. It looks like no fairly. It's lost its cylinders of motion. What the hell? Like, I'm guessing because, like, you know, it's still on the pier. I'm assuming it's like a pier or a dock or some kind of wharf. Pretty sure a crane dropped it. I don't think a crane dropped it, because if you look behind it, there's a carriage or some sort of compartment that was presumably connected to it. So I am assuming that it broke through some buffers and drove to the end of the pier. The most functional fairly design. I don't know, the single fairlies were pretty good. There is a guitar under it, WTF. Where are you looking? If you're looking at this part here, this isn't a guitar. I'm assuming this is where steam would be fed into the swiveling bogies with the cylinder on it. Firebox is torn on it, look. I don't see the firebox being torn because there's bollard in a way, but I can imagine that the firebox being there, leaning on this pillar, would do some damage to it. What happened? I also love the expression this guy on his has on his face, because he's got his hands behind his back, but he's kind of looking down a little bit at the camera like he's in shade. He's just looking at the camera like, I may have cocked up here a bit, lads. He looks like he's just looking at the camera going, I don't know if I can even explain it to you. It just kind of happened. How? I'm assuming it ran through some buffers, trundled along the wood, and then... Yeah, but Jesus. Alright, that deserves a drink. Let me pour out another real quick. When I can't feel my feet, that's when I know I've drank enough. Pineapple juice and orange juice. Ladies, I have pineapple juice. Do not worry. If you are thirsty, I have the perfect thing to quench it. Honest to God, orange and pineapple juice, low key, best combo in the world. Sorry if this is hurting your ears. I just have to stir it with the handle of a spoon. Right. Pineapple juice is mid. It is mid. But when you mix it with orange juice, that's when it comes into its own. Yay, ToT ASMR. Don't you just love it? Okay, Electromotive Hub. I think we've had this meme before. Yes! Yes! Wait. Yes! This person gets it. This person, the Lich, they get it. They get it. More steam outline diesels. So these are diesel engines that are made to look like steam engines. This one, not bad. Can't see it from the front, but it looks okay. That's passable. I'd call that passable. This one literally has diesel written underneath it there. I'm afraid that's an automatic fail. You've failed to understand the assignment, and as such, nope, I'm putting that as a fail. I'm assuming this is called Howard. Howard again, not terrible, but the windows and the saddle tank really are kind of ruining it. Also, what kind of coupling is that? That is just a hook. Not even a hook. It's just a U-shaped bolt. So that's not good. That you're not. Piss off! You're not even trying with that. Look how short the funnel is. If that was a real steam engine, if that was a real steam engine, it'll blow smoke into your face while you're sat in the cab. That's a terrible. No. ToT, me and at Colorado Train Nerd want to know if you've tried brisket before. One sec. ToT judging how passable. ToT judging how passable after transitioning. Hey, no, don't turn it into that. Okay? This isn't one transitioning to the other. This is one pretending to be the other. This is cosplay. I support you transitioning if you are transitioning. Hello, trans people in my audience. I support you. At me on Twitter, say, hi, I'm trans in the next 30 minutes, and I will tweet and comment you back saying, I support you. Only for the next 30 minutes, though. Anyway, have I tried brisket? I don't think I've ever tried like a full brisket, but I've tried like beef cooked in that kind of way. Someone's dying outside my house. Only 30 minutes of recognition. Look, there's only so many hours I've got in the day, okay? I support people, but only when I've got the time to support them. The rest of the day, I'm too busy. After 30 minutes, ToT just transitions into transfer. After 30 minutes, he just becomes transphobic. Oh dear. I won't. I support you. I support you. And if it makes you feel better about being trans, I sometimes get my nails painted. There, I said it. I'm a guy. I like being a guy, but sometimes I get my nails painted. So suck it. What about non-binary genders, sir? I support that as well. It's just unfortunate that most of the people that I have met in real life that go by they, them have always been a pain in my ass. I support you for being they, them, but I've just not had good experiences. Yeah, let's get back to the trains before I dig myself a fucking grave. Dreadnought. You're not even trying with this, are you? Dreadnought. Dread looking at it and no effort. Yeah, wait. No. Are these diesel engines? Actually, yeah, looking at the cab, it is a diesel engine. A for effort, I must say. I must say A for effort, because these are... If these are diesel engines, they've gone above and beyond to make them look like steam engines, I have to say. That bit of piping there ruins it, but I could see that. That works. Looks very much like a steam engine. I'd pass that. What happened? Oh, Jesus. What happened here? Oh, it was bombed out at Newton Abbot. Oh, damn. I don't think I've ever seen a pannier tank, like, in a proper accident before. Like... Genuinely, I don't think I've ever seen a pannier tank, like, with its side dented, or, like, with its tanks messed up. You know? That is so weird to look at. Hold on, I've just opened Twitter and someone has said they are trans. There we are. That's one trans person supported. Someone said they are not trans, but they have some pretty cool friends. So I'll just tell them. And then one more person. I think one more person? Nope. Okay. Sorry, like I said, I said 30 minutes, and if I don't do it within 30 minutes, then I'm falling back on my word, and I am a man of my word. What the hell is this? Sent to the Chicago exhibition in 1893, where it gained the gold medal for excellence of workmanship, and subsequently ran an L and NW train going from Chicago to New York, the only British train to ever run in America. Specially painted white and with the royal arms in honour of Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee in 1897. I think they need to update the facts on this. Because, what, the only British train to ever run in America are Is the Coronation Scot a joke to you? The Flying Scotsman a joke to you? We heard it here first, folks. Flying Scotsman was American. Built in America. Confirmed. Most British trains are jokes to me anyway. Ban him. Ban him. Mods, execute him. Cage trains, kill him. I want his head on a stick. Not even like a pike, like the things you're supposed to put you're supposed to mount someone's head on. Just execute him. He's dead. Thank you. Thank you, D-Man. You come into my house. You come into my stream and chat that shit. Boo on you, sir. What else we got here? This is hard to tell. I'm guessing this is another diesel engine. Otherwise, it would be a 424 from the looks of it. It looks goofy as hell, whatever it is. Cursed? I don't know if I'd call it cursed, but it's definitely goofy as hell. That's... What the hell? That's weird. I won't call it cursed, because I've seen weirder things in real life, but that's definitely weird. Sir, you forgot your tender? For Thomas fans, I remember watching this episode. I've not even looked it up. I remember exactly the context of this episode. For anyone who says I'm a Thomas hater, I remember this episode. It was Thomas and he gets some brand new trucks and he doesn't, and James is all boastful because he's like, hey, yeah, look at my snazzy clean trucks. And Thomas is like, well, I got these dirty old ones. Then Thomas gets some nice new trucks and he doesn't want to get them dirty, so he uses his old ones and they bump into each other, get crushed, he gets covered in coal. And then he's like, well, I guess I better use my new trucks. And then he realizes, hey, the whole point of these new trucks is to get them dirty. And he'd be doing them a disservice to not get them dirty. I swear that is exactly the episode that's from. So for anyone calling me a Thomas hater out there, I watched this shit. That was one of the first Thomas the Tank Engine episodes I ever watched when I was like 5. Well, yeah. But you didn't have the correct narrator. I'm assuming you didn't if you were in Texas, because we have Michelangelo's, God rest his soul. And he will always be the Thomas the Tank Engine man, voice person. What is this? I'm assuming this is one of... It looks to be an LMS engine. I'm assuming they're doing it for testing. This is because they usually had these panels on the front while they were testing the engine. I'll have to look into this, because I swear, every time I see an experimental locomotive, they have one of these on the front. Train of thought, Ringo Starr is completely better than anyone else. I agree. I do like Ringo, but at the same time, Michelangelo's, I think he narrated more episodes. I think he narrated it for about 21 years? Hold on, I remember writing about this when I heard he had died. So let me just look this up real quick. Because when he had died, he had narrated Thomas the Tank for, I think, at that point, longer than I had been alive. Which is crazy to think. Obviously, that was when he died, but still. One sec. Bear with me a moment. I know you want more cursed trains, but I swear... Alright? This is important to me. Here we are, Michelangelis. He narrated 364 episodes of Thomas. Plus spin-offs as well. He did it from 1991 to 2012. He did it for 21 years. Massive part of my life. Massive part. And for that one person in the chat that said, so finally Thomas is important to you. It was. It always has been. And guess what? That's why I hate it. I don't hate Thomas because I'm a hater. I hate Thomas because I love it. I'm literally the fucking critic from Ratatouille. I don't like food. I don't like Thomas. I loved it. And when it broke my heart, I couldn't justify loving it anymore. I love the Railway series. That's why I love the original Thomas series. Now I see it and it's just a load of crap. Paddling toys to children. Pah! Pah, I say. Pah! Ugh. Anyway, no, you're cursed trains. Sorry. First it's about trans people, then it's about cursed trains. I should really stick on the subject. ToT Law, how did it break your heart? All engines go? No. When it went from models to CGI, that's when I dropped it. I was really little at the time, but I always had this I'm not going to say I get it, but I've always had this when I was young, I had this kind of sixth sense or this self-awareness about things. If a film that was, pandered to children looked crap by adult standards, it looked crap to me. And so it's because I had this weird standard, as soon as it changed from the models to CGI, I was like, nah, I'm dipping. Plus, I was I was growing up. I'd grown out of it. I mean, all engines are go can burn in a fire. I don't care how many times they reference the original books. It's a baby show. I don't care if you watch it and are oh my god, they actually did this. No, it's a baby show at this point. Sorry, going off track again. But just before I drop the whole Thomas ball, I will say that I do have a copy of all of the original Railway series books. One of the big collection books. And that when I hit 100k subscribers, if you get me there, I will read it. I'll do a stream or I'll do something. I'll just record it and I'll read it. So yeah. Boom. That's not curse. It looks weird as hell, I'll give you that, but it's not cursed. I've seen weirder engines. That's fine. What else have we got? Had that one before. That with Penn Central livery. We've had this picture before, so that's whatever. This is new. What happened here? Oh, Jesus. I'm assuming it's come off the rails at some point on account that this is higher than the engine. Oh, Lord. What happened to you? What did it go through? I'm assuming it went through something wooden. Because it's covered in like splintered wood and whatnot. There's a square bit here that looks like a window frame. And I can see what looks like a station in the background just there behind the tree. What happened here? Broad gauge went through a station house and wall. It went through a station house? Jesus. Last image. Yeah, we don't care about that. We've had that one. A weird image, but we've had that before. This is... I want to call this photoshopped. But if it's photoshopped, whoever's done it has done a damn good job of it, I must say. I'm assuming that this is some kind of experiment to save on water. Because you've got the pannier tanks at the side and a tender. And what I'm guessing going from the smoke box to the tank is some kind of condenser. I believe someone says it's a firefighting train. I can get that. I get that. But surely you'd have like a big tank of water that it would pull as well. You know? Like... If it was firefighting engine, you'd have a specific tender or a specific water car for carrying the water to fight fires. It's a war department logo, I can see that. But like, I don't know. Crazy, whatever it is. We've got Edward with the kill. I think we've seen this one before. It thirsty. It do be drinking. Hoot. Truly the greatest philosophical quote of all time. Bonk. I don't understand. I don't understand what sparked someone to make this picture, but okay. Ooh. That's unusual. Extended pannier tank with extra trailing wheels and a bigger bunker. You know what? Low key? I dig it. I dig this. Like... Don't get me wrong, it's not... It's kind of cursed when you compare it to other pannier tanks, but... The outside frames? It's a look. Like, it's a look. I like that. Someone quick, make that your Thomas OC before someone else steals it. Too late, I stole it. Get wrecked, scrub! I don't know what this face is. Don't really count Thomas faces as curse trains on this channel, but hey, I don't know. Someone made that, I guess. Yeah, This is a video, so sound warning.
Roger's not pleased.
Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Is this on the Severn Valley Railway? I feel like this is the Severn Valley. I could be very wrong. Could be the North Yorkshire Moors. Or actually, it might... I'm trying to think what railway it is that has... This looks like a Southern engine with the smoke deflectors at the front. Oh, man. But, like... North Yorkshire Moors. I'm trying to think... Because... What does it say about all the heritage railways in this country where I look at, like, this cutting and how it curves with the grass and the trees on top of it? Like, I feel like I've been here. I've seen this 100 times. But it could be a railway I've never been to. Oh, God. Hold on, let me full screen it. Slips on bananas. Let me full screen it, let's...
Roger's not pleased.
Oh, no. I'll be honest, lads, I don't think Roger was particularly happy about that situation. What makes this relatable as well, what makes this extra funny is I know I would have that reaction. If we were going uphill and I was like struggling to get the engine going, I see it wheel slipping, I would be cursing like a sailor. I know that much. Oh dear. One more time.
Roger's not pleased.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh dear. I love just like... There's this British sense of humour that really shines through in these situations. And I absolutely adore it. Where it's just... It appears Roger is unhappy. Boop! And it's just the swearing and it's just... Oh dear. Give us an ad. We need time to let it sink in. What do we say, folks? Ad before I move on to the next one? Do you want an advert? Because I know how much you like capitalism. Do you want me to shove some product placement in your face? We've got more no's, more yes. A lot of you are saying no, so I'll go with no. A lot of you going, you know what? Q&A. Not Q&A. Why did I put Q&A? God, what are they putting in this orange juice? There we go. While you're voting, I'll move on to the next picture. Which is... What the hell is this? This is... What? The wheel arrangement? Like... Why are the wheels so small? Why is the front one and the second one so spaced in such a weird way? It's not cursed, but it's certainly absurd to look at. Like, why couldn't this axle be a little more centered? You know? And the bunker, why is its bunker so big? I'm assuming it's like a shunting... Like, from its wheel arrangement and its tiny wheels, I'd assume it would be a shunting engine. But the giant bunker implies it needs long distance? It's such confused design. I don't doubt it didn't work, but like... I don't know. Someone says mountain railway, but I don't see a rack rail. I can imagine it would be good on gradients, but... It's not going to be like a helper engine that helps push engines up other hills, because like you wouldn't need a massive bunker on that because you're going to be hanging around at a station anyway. I don't know. And coal's never usually the issue with shunting engines, it's water, so where's its water tanks? I'm assuming it would be a well tank, on account that it's got no side tanks. It must be a well tank, but... Ugh. This leaves me with more questions than it does answers. Also, all of you have voted no on the ad, so you're not getting an advert. 040 Pania, which looks goofy, but not terrible. I think an 040 Pania could work. Come on, baby, do the Luke emotion. Don't know who that is. I'm assuming his name is Lewis or Louis. And frankly, I don't care. This is... I'm assuming a Princess or a Duchess locomotive, but it's been made into a 482. Which I don't think that's terrible. It's a Princess. I think it's a Princess. That doesn't look terrible, you know. If Britain had to build this kind of engine, I don't think that would look terrible. That's not cursed. That's good. That's... We've had this picture before. I'm just going to say, I think this was one of the first pictures we had on Cursed Trains. That's nice. This again. We've already had this picture, and at first I thought this was photoshopped. It's not. This is real. I'm going to get a little closer to the microphone just so you understand. The picture you are looking at right now is real. I genuinely didn't believe it. But this is a real engine. I will do a video on this eventually. But this is a real engine. It was made in New York, and the idea was it was going to be like competing with streetcars and whatnot. Like, instead of an overhead rail system, this would be like the monorail overhead rail system. I didn't believe this was real, but it is. This, I've seen a photo of this earlier in Cursed Trains. Weird Engine might do a video on it. Not a train, but pretty cursed. Then it doesn't belong in Cursed Trains, does it? I mean, get out of here, Train of Thoughts chocolate milk. If it's not a cursed train, I don't care about wrestling. This is a train server, not a wrestling server. Ugh. Anyway, here's Daylight, but it's that wheel arrangement. Alright. This is a Thompson. I don't know if this is a Thompson P1 or a Thompson P2. It's just being scrapped, or it's having its wheels replaced. I'm assuming it's being scrapped with all the other engines around it. Not really cursed. Just not cursed, just being scrapped, really. A load of pannier tanks, that's neat. That's Scarloa with tacos. Don't understand. We've had this picture 100 times. We've had that 100 times. That's Thomas making... Is that a Pogger's face? I don't know. Tally Llyn. Tywin Wharf. Nicolas Cage has seen some shit. That is... It really is Nicolas Cage, isn't it? Like that. That is Nicolas Cage. Oh dear.
Wait a minute. That's a Type 08 diesel electric shunter. Fantastic!
Oh man, I used to watch Scrap Heap Challenge so much with my brother. If you don't know what this is from, it's from Scrap Heap Challenge. We used to watch it a lot. I think it was on the Discovery Channel in the UK. And essentially the idea was you had a bunch of people, mechanics and whatnot, and it'd be like a competition where they'd have a certain obstacle to clear, or they'd have like a certain challenge to complete, and they'd have to basically build out of the stuff they find in a scrapyard a machine that worked. I think in this one they had to build some kind of locomotive or engine that could pull a certain weight. I could be wrong, but you know, these were the... Let me just mute it real quick. These were the two hosts. It was this chap and I can't remember her name. I think she did a lot of Robot Wars stuff. I could be wrong, but I swear she did like a lot of British Robot Wars stuff. But yeah, they were always good fun, and they'd have like, you know, different contestants come in each week. It was fun. Scrap Heap Challenge, I highly recommend it. This guy is still on about wrestling. You can bugger off. Someone turning a Gresley A1 into a tank engine, which probably wouldn't work. Where can we watch it? Scrap Heap Challenge. I'm assuming it would be on Disney Plus. If it was Discovery, I'm assuming it would be on Disney Plus. Or is it not the Discovery Channel Disney Plus owns? No, it's Nat Geographic Disney owns, isn't it? Whoever owns the Discovery Channel, look it up. That's a botched Photoshop leader. Looks terrible. The Thomas the Tank gun. What the point of these sights are if Thomas's fat bunker is in the way, I do not know. Joseph, the triangle train. I'm not sure the engine matches the tender on this one. I think that's... I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, put a big tender on your engine by all means. But, like, I don't know. Tenders affect performance, I guess. Ghost Train Thomas OC. I don't care. We've had this CGI, not CGI, AI generated train before. I think we've seen this before, the Black 5 with the German smoke deflectors. But low-key, I think it's a good look. Like, call me out on this. I low-key think this is a good look for it. Oh. Well, don't get me wrong. I prefer engines without smoke deflectors. I'd love to see Flying Scotsman. No smoke deflectors, LNER apple green livery. That would look amazing. But this, a Black 5 with smoke deflectors, or like German smoke deflectors at least, low-key look good. Like, I'm not crazy, right? This low-key looks good. Oh, yeah, we've had this picture before of Trevithick going through a diesel with force. Ooh. Stupid Photoshop Thomas thing, go away. Whoa, okay. I think we have had this picture before, but in my drunken stupor, let's look at it again. What happened? What has to go wrong for this to happen? For a diesel railcar to collide with a carriage, but not just that, for both of them to lift up? Like, this carriage looks like it lands in this wagon here, or at least, you know, goes off to the side behind it. This diesel railcar looks like it's resting in a wagon. How do you do this? Jenga 2. This is what Jenga will look like in the future. Do you remember those like videos that would come out in like early YouTube where it's like the Xbox 360, this is what the next one's going to look like, the Xbox like 720, and it was just like a crudely photoshopped sphere that made to look like a games console? This is what Jenga 2 is going to look like. Oh dear. What else we got? Hey, he's going through a flood. I've always wanted to see one of these in real life. If I could have a time machine, I would go back in time to a day when a railway station was flooded. And then just they keep running the trains as usual and you get stuff like this. Like, I'm guessing like the firebox has to be above the water, otherwise it wouldn't be able to draw in air. So like only specific engines could do this. I love these pictures though. Like, I love the imagery of cars going through floods. I love the imagery of any vehicle going through a flood. And like, there's always something special about seeing a train going through a flood. I love that. Choo Choo Charles, I've beaten the game. I did that on stream. I edited it down and have a special ed. Oh this has... Wait, no. Hang on a second. No! Oh no! Oh, he's green. Oh no! Oh god! He looks mildly displeased. He does. Oh god! It's not easy. It ain't easy being green. Moving right along. I don't know the lyrics to Moving Right Along. Fozzie? Hold on, I'm trying to do Kermit real quick. I need something to say as Kermit. Give me something to say as Kermit. I don't know. Oh god. Oh dear. Oh. Hello everyone, Kermit the Frog here. Help me, I have been turned into a train. Kermit the Frog here, and I'm here to tell you I have committed war crimes in Bosnia. Sing Rainbow Connection from the Muppets movie. I've not watched the Muppets movie. I'm sorry. I know there are people that like... Oh, here we go. D-Man with the $5. Kermit the Frog... sorry. It's one of those things where, like, you know, I don't know if any of you do it. If you're trying to do a certain accent or a voice, you have to say a certain trigger thing that makes you do the voice. Kermit the Frog here. It is I, famous YouTuber, Train of Thought... It is I, famous YouTuber, Train of Thought's roommate. Oh, dear. Here's the thing, though, right? I'm guessing this is someone's, like, OC they've made. Like, obviously it's someone's OC. Why did they give them the Giga Chad jawline? Like, you know those memes where it's like the soy jack or the person that's really upset, and it's like so and so insert thing fan versus and it's just like the really handsome guy and it's the average so and so enjoyer. This gives me the energy of that meme where it's like average, where you've got like the angry upset person, it's like average oxygen breather, and then you've got this face which is average carbon monoxide enjoyer. Don't inhale carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide's a very bad thing, just so I don't get sued. But like, it has the energy of very proud to indulge in a hot, terrible thing. I don't know, it has that kind of stupid Chad energy, and I love it. You've got like the cringe soy jack, you know, average breathing fan versus this, the Chad face, the holding your breath until you pass out enjoyer. You know? Oh dear. I get sidetracked. No idea what this is meant to be, that's just a little box. If you know, you know. I do not know. Someone explained to me. It looks like a bunch of 8 and 40. It looks like a bunch of 8 and 40 vans. I'm assuming this is a war thing. No, it's not the Great Train Robbery. I've done a video on the Great Train Robbery. It's not the Great Train Robbery. I'm guessing this is something to do with the Second World War. Looks like an ambush. Might be an ambush. I'm guessing it's not good. Because they put if you know, you know. So I'm guessing it's not good. It's the Snowpiercer, I believe. Yeah. I'm guessing that is. And then we've obviously got sleeping. Sometimes you just gotta eep, you know? Just gotta have a nap. We've had this picture before as well. I still love it though. No. We're not commenting on that. We're not commenting on that. You didn't see anything. We're not commenting on that. Alright? You saw nothing. I saw nothing. I'm taking a sip of my drink. We didn't see that picture. Yeah? Got it? Oh, hey, look at this wacky picture of an engine that's crashed through a station. Oh, dear. Hey, guys, it's Thomas Comes to Breakfast. Wah, 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 ha, ha, ha. Shocky milk tanker. Oh. So it took me a second to read the text. Have a chalky milk tanker, ToT. Have a break from this insanity. And you know what? I might end it here, you know. I wanted a short stream today. Just a short stream because I'm tired. But man... this is nice. I might get some chalky milk, you know. But this has been a good stream. I love it when you guys tune in. I love it when chat's bouncing back and forth. Tell you what, we'll do a quick Q&A to close out. Someone says, have you replied to the trans people? It's been over 30 minutes, so anyone who hasn't asked for it, anyone who's atted me saying support me, it's gone now. The time has passed. But the people that did say it, I have replied to them. Alcohol makes me say some weird things. I'm just going to say it now, because there are some people on my Discord server that are acting like an asshole. Trans rights, human rights, leave them alone. Be nice to gay people, etc. LGBT, blah blah blah. Be nice to them. They're cool guys. And girls, and they, thems, and everything else. Don't be an asshole. Treat human beings like fucking human beings. Stop hating on people because they're fucking different. The only people it's correct to hate on are people that are rich, that don't spend their money on helping other people. Fuck them. RK here says hate furries. Ban them. Get rid of them. Get rid of RK. Go away. Because you know who's a furry? Mike's a furry. And he's a really cool guy. If you've watched my Railroads Online streams and you enjoyed it, you like furries. Guess what? Get sucker punched, mate. Furries are cool as well. I'm not a furry. That shit's weird to me. But hey, don't diss them. Plus, if they can afford like a $20,000 fursuit, they can afford 500 quid to stick a pipe bomb in your mailbox. So don't diss them. So yeah, treat fucking human beings with respect. Goddamn assholes. Alcohol does things. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Q&A. I'll do a quick Q&A. Why not? I'll leave this picture on screen for the time being while we think. One sec. I just don't like how pride is being shoved in tons of people's faces who are remaining straight. You know what? I get it. But at the same time, how many people shove in your face their opinions? Like, a lot. They're a bit quieter than usual. But when you look over history, when you consider Alan Turing, the guy that basically invented the computer, one of the first computer developers, helped Britain crack the Enigma code and won the war, he was gay. And so they just chemically castrated him until he committed suicide. Of course, LGBT people are going to be vocal about their lifestyle and themselves because they're finally allowed to be. Of course, people are going to be in your face about their lifestyle if they've been demonized and brutalized for years. If you could be stoned to death for something you like or your lifestyle or you believe in, and you finally get to be in a position where you can express yourself or express something you believe without consequence, of course you're going to be in people's face about it. I got members of family that are in the LGBTQ community. Hell, I've got friends of family that have been in the LGBTQ community. They're not in your face about it. 90% of people aren't in your face about it. Fucking chill. And the ones that are in your face about it, they're the ones fighting so that the people who aren't in your face about it can have a quiet life, can afford to not be in your face about it. I don't get why this is so difficult for some people to understand. Whatever. We're not here for that. We're not here for politics, are we? We're here to talk about trains. And I guess trains are kind of political depending on what aspect of trains you're talking about, but we're here to talk about trains. So, we'll round this off with a quick Q&A. I'm going to start a Q&A. I'm just going to start a quick Q&A. Chat's disappeared at this point for me, so I'm just going to swap out to this. You know what? Hang on one sec. Let me add a window. There we go. There you are. Now you can see yourselves. What did you eat for breakfast? Crumpets. Thoughts on the class 40s? One sec, let me just familiarise myself with the class 40s. I am not very good when it comes to diesels. I apologise. They're solid. They've always been solid engines. When the steam turbine video, it's going to happen soon. Is it trout season yet? Wrong person to ask. I'm talking about trains, not fish. What would you say is a Prius number of... What would you say? I'm guessing that's meant to say hilarious. What's a comical amount of wheels? Either 2 or 20. No in-betweens. Are you excited for the Railroads Online anniversary update? I've got no idea what that entails, but if it adds more stuff to the game, by all means. If they finally add monsters, skinwalkers, and gods, then I'll be happy. Because that's what I've been demanding from the devs for so long. Have you figured out your favourite diesel locomotive yet? It's been months. I still don't have a favourite. I'm sorry. ToT, how are you? I'm fine. A little intoxicated, but I'm fine. How will Roger's displeasement affect the shrimp market? Can't say I'm that familiar with the shrimp market. Don't eat shrimp that much. I can't imagine it'll do good things if he's displeased, but, whatever. Is the movie engine thing still on the table? Yes. I keep saying I want to do this. I keep making excuses for not doing it. I don't know. I will eventually get round to doing movie engines. I want to start off by doing the engines from Lone Ranger, just because it's a solid starting point, because the trains in Lone Ranger, they do so much bullshit things with those engines. It is stupid what they do with those engines. Like, I think Google Lone Ranger train crash. It's the first train crash in the movie where, like, the train, like, it catches up to a point where they're still laying down rails. It goes off the track. It tilts to its side, and when it comes to a stop, one set of wheels is still turning, which would imply, because it's a fixed axle, both sides would be turning, despite one side being buried in dirt, and there is fire coming out of the middle of the boiler. My brother in Christ, that boiler is about to explode if there is fire coming out of it at that point. So yeah, I do still want to do that. I keep making excuses, and I'm sorry, I don't know what it is with me. Procrastination's a bitch, I guess. Do you plan to own a car? If yes, what car? If no, why not? The answer's no. I don't plan on owning a car anytime soon. It's on my to-do list to get a driver's license and eventually learn to drive. Essentially, I don't intend to own a car anytime soon. I live in an area with great public transportation. Everything I need is nearby. I have a bicycle. I do my weekly shopping on that. I don't need anything else. So I don't really need to own a car for the time being. Plus that's, road tax, car insurance, maintenance, fuel. It's a drain when I consider how much I'd use it compared to the fact that I can do what I need to on a bicycle for free. I don't need a car. Why don't I ever see any of my photos in Cursed Trains? If you posted, I'm still very behind. It's on a backlog. If you've posted any pictures recently in Cursed Trains, or within like the last few weeks at all, you're not going to see them for a while, because I'm starting from the very beginning of Cursed Trains, and a lot of people put a lot of pictures in, and they still keep uploading so many a day. I don't think I'll get through all of them very quickly, so I apologise. Have you seen the TV series by Absolute History called Full Steam Ahead? I have not. Got to look into it. What's your nearest heritage railway? I believe the East Lancaster Railway, or East Lancashire, the East Lancs, up in Bury. That's my closest heritage railway. Might go there again one day. I don't know. Have you seen Train Boy 54? I have. There's so many people called Train Boy. Because I've done a collab with Train Boy at some point. It was a while ago. I think it was like a year or two ago. It was the anniversary of The Great Gathering, and it was when all 6 of the Gresley A4s were all together, and I think in 2013 we did a collab on that video. Do you have a favourite train from the Railway series? Ooh. Favourite engine from the Railway series? Basically you're asking me what's my favourite Railway series character. I think that's basically what you're asking, isn't it? Which is fair enough. There's so many options. Duck's always a solid one. Any of the narrow gauge engines, those are fine. Duke, I always had a real soft spot for Duke growing up. I just loved Duke, I don't know why. But Duke was cool. Toby's a solid one, I guess. I like Toby. Let me think on it. We jumped. Where it is? I've lost it. Here we go. Do you have any favourite trait? No, we've had that. Would you wear a skirt if given the offer? My good sir, I have in a cupboard somewhere in my bedroom, I have a maid outfit. A very crap, a very cheap one, but it's still a maid dress nonetheless. So I have worn it to a couple of Halloween parties. Can you do a video about the Delaware and the Hudson 280 compound steam locomotives? Maybe. If they tickle my fancy enough, I'll do it. Do you remember the Cursed Thomas Abomination from the first Cursed Trains? Because I remember correctly, that was the first to break you. Yes. Vividly, I remember that. Do you know any good miniature / super narrow gauge railways? Any good miniature ones? Romney Hythe and Dymchurch, obviously, I've done a video on that one. Ravenglass and Eskdale Railway, that's a good one. None otherwise that spring to my mind, I'm afraid. Not any super narrow gauge ones. Because most of the super narrow gauge ones are just garden railways at that point. What's your favourite railroads online engine and why is it the Shay? It's not the Shay. The Shay is so slow. It's not that powerful and it is so slow. I'm sorry, but it sucks. Least favourite engines? Oof. I don't know. Because a lot of British engines, even if they are complete crap, they're always designed in a way that they never look bad. Like the E2s. They are crap engines. They were terrible. But they had this look to them that looked nice. They still looked pleasing to the eye. So I don't know. I couldn't think of a least favourite engine for the time being. Will you ever do a collaboration with Train Boy or Ugly Tug? Already done a collaboration with Train Boy. You should know if you're a fan of my videos. I think I've said it earlier. Unlucky Tug, I'd love to do a collab with him. On what, I don't know. Because our content is so wildly different. But it'd be nice. Plan on swapping out alcohol from something else. I got worried when you said you couldn't feel your feet. No, I could never not feel my feet. What I was saying is, when I drink to the point when I can't feel my feet, that's when I know it's working. Thoughts on the 1982 Shepperton rail crash? Oh, that's the fuzz again. Shepperton rail crash. Here we go. Ooh. The first picture I'm seeing is doesn't paint a good picture. Can't say I know enough about it to have a strong opinion on it. Is it train spotting season yet? It's train spotting season all year round. What are some of your favourite books? I'm not much of a bookworm. I used to read a lot when I was young. Kind of fell out of that as a shame. My favourite books, though, they have to be some of Roald Dahl's books, because he's, as much as he wasn't a great human being, an entirely great human being, you can't argue. The Witches is so good. Matilda, so good. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, playing Solo. Oh God, he's got so many good books. Roald Dahl, just solid. So if I'm not wrong, tomorrow this channel will change for October. It won't. I'm still doing one video a week for October. They're just going to be Halloween themed. I'm not doing Ghost. They will be more Halloween themed, but it's not going to be Ghost Train of Thought like it was last year, where it was one video a day. I don't think I could do that again. Not for a long time. I might do 12. I might do 12 train facts for the 12 days of Christmas. But I'm not. It's not Halloween's not going to be the same as last year. What is your first train or locomotive you've seen in person? I've been to so many heritage railways when I was little, I couldn't tell you what the first one I saw in person was. It may have been a narrow gauge engine. I want to say something like one of the ones at Porthmadog on the Festiniog Railway. It may have been... I distinctly remember a little engine, Thomas Bach. I can't remember which railway it was. I distinctly remember being one of those railways. I went to a Day Out with Thomas event when I was really little, so it may have been one of those railways. There are so many, I genuinely don't know which one was the first I saw in person. Are you going to use any unflavoured milk, almond water, cursed train? What? Don't know what that is. Collab with Heiss. I'd love to. He seems to do some really good stuff. I'd love to do a Railroads Online stream with him at some point, because I know he plays that a lot. So that's in the works. Heiss, if you're watching this, hi baby. Hit me up. You know where to find me on Twitter, on Discord. Waiting for you, babes. So that's with Heiss. Going to make a video on World War I trench railways. I will at some point. Anything about Indian railways? There's a... I can't remember for the life of me what it's called right now. I was going to write a script about it. I just couldn't find a hook. I couldn't find like a thumbnail or a title that would just pop into my head that made me go, yes, this video. I will do something on Indian railways eventually. I do want to do a video on... I can't remember where it is. It's a mountain railway. You'll know the one I'm on about if you know Indian railways. It's about a mountain railway in India. And there's a part of the railway, the mountain part of the railway, they have to use steam engines. It's not that they use it out of tradition. They have to use steam engines because no diesel electric engines are lightweight enough or powerful enough to do the work. Like, if they've got a diesel electric engine powerful enough to go up the rack rail part of the line, it'll be too heavy for the line. And if it's light enough to go up that part of the line, it won't be powerful enough to move the carriages. So I do want to do a video on that railway in future. Favourite heritage railway you have visited? Couldn't pin it down. I've visited quite a few. The Tallyclin was nice when I went there. Welsh Pool and Llanfair Railway, Llanfair Railway, that was nice. Oh, the Welsh Highland. Even if you're not interested in trains, just the scenery alone. Good God, it was beautiful. If you love scenery, if you just want a relaxing train ride, Welsh Highland is the way to go. Seven Valley is good, East Lancs is good. Couldn't pick a favourite. Honestly, I could not pick a favourite. What Swedish tram city do you like? Couldn't pick one. No, not enough about it. Looking forward to the anniversary on Railroads Online. Been there, done that. Don't know that question. D-Man asks, I think it's been asked before, but what's a video you expected to be popular and flopped, and what's a video that you expected to do poorly that did better than you expected? For the first one, I think I've said it was the bugger. The Great Train Robbery. I put so much editing effort into that. I was up until like 5 a.m. on Friday, the day it was meant to be uploaded. I was up until 5 a.m. on the day it was meant to be uploaded, editing it, because I really had this vision for this Cowboy Bebop style Great Train Robbery facts video. I put so much effort into it, the editing, I did so much for the assets, I did so much, barely anyone watched it. Same with the Flying Scotsman video, but with the Flying Scotsman video, I don't know how much is covered by an NDA, but whenever you get sponsored to do a video, your video has to hit a certain amount of views. Otherwise, the sponsor doesn't pay. And so I had a sponsor for that video, the Flying Scotsman in America. I thought that would... Usually my videos would have hit the bar. That video did so poorly. I don't know why. I made it like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure themed for some ungodly reason. And I don't know, it just didn't perform. I banked on having a sponsor on it as well. On the flip of the coin, videos I expected to do poorly but did gangbusters. Literally any of my most viewed videos. Let me just open my channel real quick. Popular videos. My most viewed video, that time a train powered a town. I didn't expect that video to do so well. I just made that video. Like, yeah, this will be an interesting one for winter. I like it. It's a very fascinating fact. But it's my most viewed video. 667,000 views. Mental. Utterly mental. I knew the video I did on the E2s, why Thomas wasn't a useful engine in real life. I knew that video wasn't going to do so well. Well, I knew that video would do well because Thomas is always clickbaity thumbnails. The cab forward one, I genuinely didn't believe that would do well. That's almost got 500,000 views. That blows my mind. The paper wheels video. The fact that I doubled down, I know now, thanks to all the comments, that it's pronounced Alan, not Orlan. It's just Alan with 2 L's. I'm sorry, I don't know why I just doubled down on calling him Orlan instead of Alan. But that paper wheels video, I had no idea that would blow up. That was just, I just saw that fact and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I'll just do a video on that and that'll be this week's video while I work on the one afterwards. Everyone, there's so many views. The USSR, how they preserved so many steam locomotives, that's got so many views. I didn't think that would blow up. The water tanks, how like the engines could refill on the go, that blew up. The Butlins video, the engines Billy Butlin saved, the leader, the engine going down a hole, the Barry Scrapyard. I had a feeling the Barry Scrapyard one would do well. I didn't think it would do that well. You know, and there's so many videos. Or like the compilation video. That's one I genuinely didn't think a lot of people would watch. I just thought the experimental engines, I just thought, hey, I'll put out that video because some people have been asking for compilations. So I just thought I'll put out the compilation video, and that'll just be one of those videos that steadily accumulates views when people just ask for the When people just want to binge watch my videos to put on the compilation, that's fine. Genuinely didn't believe that would break over 100k views, so that's amazing. So that should answer your question. When are you going to play Roblox? Don't know. Have you encountered God again in Railroads Online? I have not. I want to, though. Favorite American engine? Definitely the 440s. Just the standard Wild West American 440s. I just love them. I just love that they were built for purpose. They were lightweight, they were powerful. You need it to do anything. They could ride over rough track. There was no job they couldn't do. I know I know you want like a specific class of engine, etc., etc. But just for their sheer versatility and just the iconic appearance in general, just the American 440s, I can't argue. Which is your favourite takeout restaurant? It's a local pizza place nearby. I'm not going to say the name of it because they have a website and they're one of the few places where you can still like order it off their website and pay in cash when they deliver to the door. So it's one of those things where, as much as I want to like harp on about them and like big them up because it's the place I go order pizza from every time I finish a stream, I'm not going to say the name of the place because I know there's going to be one or two dicks that are just going to like ring them up, say, hey, can you deliver a pizza to this address? And then they're going to do the whole thing where there's no one there to pay for it and be dicks. I just don't want to risk that happening. Because I really like this place. I've been going to them for years. What games do you often play? I did have a Minecraft save going for a while. I had this like modded Minecraft thing going. It was like create mod with a bunch of other stuff. I can't remember what the mod pack was called. I'd invested so much time into it, but it didn't have like a backup system. And when I booted up the game one day, it was corrupted. Days of my life, a week, like weeks of my life gone. But I play Minecraft, I play Space Engineers, I like playing Railroads Online. I like those kinds of games. I like sandboxy, build-it-yourself kinds of games. Do you think the odd diesel-looking Ace engine project was proposed in the 80s could have worked? No idea. Don't know enough about it to whatever. Thoughts on Century of Steam? No, not much about it. Have you seen Trainboy 45? Don't know. Something about road tax. Where was that? Road tax. What British tyranny is this? Hey, we pay a lot of taxes. What can I say? What's the city you live in? Manchester. ToT. What's your favourite game of all time? All time's got to be Minecraft because I've probably got more hours invested into that game than any other. Undertale, to sound like a basic bitch, I love Undertale. It's just such an amazing game. Deltarune is amazing. It's impossible to know nothing about it at this point, but if you've never played the games and you know nothing about them, play them. Psychonauts, that is a phenomenal game. I still need to play the sequel. Quite a few other games. Mario Galaxy, absolutely adore that game. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the sauerkraut-powered model train? It participated in James May's model record. I remember watching that years ago. Can't remember much of it, but I remember it. Which is your favourite country with fantastic steam locomotives plus railways? Couldn't pick. Fave Joe Bro. Oh, God. Okiyasu's solid. Okuyasu is just a solid Joe Bro. The Hand is an amazing stand, and the Hand theme is amazing. Trainboy is the guy who did those infamous Trackmaster Thomas videos with Phineas Ferb characters as the engines. Yeah, probably going to avoid him then. Thoughts on Mighty Mac? It's a fairly engine. Opinions on Rocket? Good engine. If we ever get the pole bought, can you wear the maid outfit? Depends. Do you know the novel Jim Button and Luke the Engine Driver? I do not. Can you do a video of your thoughts on the anime series Galaxy Railways? I will have to do that eventually. I've never watched it. What's the ugliest steam locomotive you've ever seen? Your mum. When's the next Cursed Train stream going to be? No idea. Add. Subtract. Did you know there are books dedicated to just railway-related ghost stories? I did not. What is your favourite Australian railway thing? I don't know much about Australian railways. Aside from, Bob the driver's dog. That's one of my favourite videos I've ever done. I love that one. But I don't know much Australian railways. Will you do a video on the station master Cat Tammer? Maybe. When you do the 12 days of Christmas, can you call it Train of Thought the Christmas special? Maybe. Are you going to plan a visit to any heritage railways during October? No. What's the most cursed engine you've seen in this stream or in real life? Because that really doesn't narrow it down, but it's probably one of those diesel engines made to look like a steam engine. Anything about Dutch railways? No, they're Dutch. What would you do if a metal pipe fell down behind you? I'd probably jump. I wouldn't expect that. Where did the metal pipe come from? Or would you ever visit the Bluebell Railway during next year? I would love to visit the Bluebell Railway. I've never been and I want to go. What are your thoughts on the Missouri, Kansas, Texas Railroad's H3 class Pacifics? They were the largest passenger engines on the Katy Railroad. It's very obscure American Pacific. I don't know much about it. Not a question, but much love and much respect. Thank you. Would you come to the best state and eat the brisket that I cooked you? Maybe. What's the best Pacific locomotive? No idea, I'll be honest with you. Have you ever considered eating before or during the stream instead of after and starting the stream earlier so you can sleep? Blah, 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 blah. No. Might eat during a stream one day, become a mukbang streamer and commit to the bit and die. I know this isn't a question, but I have some info about the Dean Goods pannier tank. It was fitted with tanks and a condensing gear for war service. It was for higher water capacity and for concealment. Very fascinating. Would you like to have a miniature railway? Yes. Yes. As in like a miniature garden railway to myself, or as in like a model railway? Either way, yes. Have you seen the AI Peter Griffin narrating your video I made? I posted this in Discord at DMan Official, but I had to put it on Google Drive for the file size. Hold on, DMan. That'll be a good way to end the stream. So I'll tell you what, if you DM that to me, or if you send me a friend request, if you are still active, send me a Discord friend request or something and just DM it to me, because I want to see that. I want to see Peter Griffin narrating one of my videos. Pizza or burger, which one's best? Depends on the situation. Pizza's always shit, but you can't really barbecue a pizza, but you can't really pizza a burger. That works. Any Hungarian steam locomotive classes you previously heard of? No. Which is the best engines? No idea what that means. What I mean Pacific locomotive I meant? No idea. Steam locomotive ASMR? Yes or no? That's going to be a solid maybe. Okay, D-Man, I've accepted the friend request. I'm going to have to ask you to send me this goofy haha video. Train of Thought, but it's voiced by Peter Griffin. Okay. I'm going to open this in a incognito window. One sec. Settings. Appearance. Turn that off. Oh, is this the Fairley engine? Did you do this for Fairley engines? One sec. Okay, one sec. We'll just answer these questions really quick. Zahando, Zawaldo, slay or no slay? That would slay, but I don't care. Pacific Passion, which is the best? Don't care. Enterprising Engine says, hi, that's the end of the Q&A. Boom, gone. Back to chat. God, this place is terrible. Right. We'll finish this off with with horn set. Let's see. I want. Which one of these is Chrome? That's YouTube Studio. That's live streaming. This it? No, that's not the picture I want. Window capture. Here we go. Peter Griffin narrates a train of thought video.
For many years, Robert Fairley considered conventional steam locomotives to be seriously deficient. He believed they wasted weight on unpowered wheel and wasted energy pulling a tender behind them that only contained fuel and water.
Oh God,
he
why
also
does he sound
noted how
Australian?
standard locomotives had a front and a back and weren't meant to be driven in reverse, meaning stations required turntables or away. His answer to this supposed problem was certainly unique, to say the least.
It's the fact that it sounds. Oh no.
He designed a double-ended locomotive with every wheel being driven, and in 1864 he patented his design. The water was carried in side tanks and the coal in bunkers on top of them. At each end of the locomotive was a swiveling powered bogie, each having 4 wheels that were powered by 2 cylinders. There was a smoke box at each end of the engine.
Can I just say, I have without question heard this person talking in a pub somewhere in Manchester. I have heard someone talking like this in a pub somewhere in rural England. I have somehow heard someone who sounds exactly like this. Oh God.
Both connected to the same boiler. The initial design only had one firebox, but after problems with draft and steaming, the firebox was swapped out for 2 separate ones, which worked significantly better. Steam was then transferred to the cylinders through a flexible copper pipe, but as this was prone to breaking, it was replaced with a metal ball and socket joint instead.
Can I just ask D-Man real quick? How did you do this? Did you get... Oh no, how did you do this? Did you just like get a transcript of my video and then feed it into Peter Griffin? Or did you take the audio from my video and put Peter Griffin over it? Because you've also got the music in the background that hasn't changed in the slightest. Oh, this is...
The first engine was called Little Wonder and was tried on the Festiniog Railway in Wales. After its success failed...
Hello, Peter, can you say that? What's the name of that Welsh railway, Peter?
Wonder and was tried on the Festiniog Railway in Wales. After its success, Fairley gave the Festiniog the right to use his design without restriction in return for them letting him use the line for publicity. He then went on to sell his design all around the world in the US, Canada, Mexico, Ireland, New Zealand, Russia, India, and Burma. The design, however, wasn't by any means the massive improvement it seemed. The engines had a very small capacity for coal and water, and because of the double-ended design, there was nowhere for a tender to be attached. Some examples were oil-fired instead of coal, which
he sounds like
more efficient, but not by much.
He sounds like what you'd get if you took every... Police have found me again. They're going to arrest me for copyright, I guess. This is what you'd get if you took every British steam enthusiast and rolled their voices into
also
one.
Ran through the middle of the cab, separating the driver and the fireman, not only making the cab somewhat cramped, but also the controls would be on only one side relative to the driver, making it left-hand drive going one way and right-hand drive going the other. Because the driver was stuck on one side of the cab, it also meant it was harder for them to see signals. The flexible steam pipes were also a problem for a long time as they were prone to leaking. The pipe problem was solved, but decades after the initial problem arose. The bogies themselves were among the biggest of the problems due to the lack of unpowered wheels. The reason locomotives have unpowered wheels at the front is to help guide the engine round curves and stabilize the locomotive. Because Fairley's engines didn't have these, they were prone to riding rough and often to railing. There were also no balance weights at the other end of the bogies to balance out the weight of the cylinders, which also contributed to derailments. An altered version of the design came from Ireland, being called a single Fairley. It only used one articulated bogie instead of 2 and looked more like a conventional locomotive, meaning it had much more room for bigger water tanks and a coal bunker. The swiveling axle also meant the engines could negotiate tighter curves than most.
It's how he talks. I don't know if I can explain how he talks. But it's like, it's somehow very London, but somehow very northern at the same time. How it's like, another design came from Ireland, this being a single fairly. I don't know.
The design was used throughout the UK as well, with one being built on the Festinio Railway. Today, most diesel locomotives use a similar layout, with 2 swiveling bogies and all wheels being powered. As for steam locomotives, the design didn't last too long, with its faults undermining any benefits that would be gained by having all the wheels driven. Some American steam locomotives still incorporated swiveling powered bogies, such as the Big Boy, but for the most part, the standard wheel layout worked much better. The Festinio Railway continues to use fairlies, with 3 currently in service, 1 at the National Railway Museum, and another under construction. Though they aren't as perfect as Fairley wanted them to be, they're still an intriguing footnote and an interesting experiment that has endured through the history books. Subscribe for more.
Subscribe for more indeed, Peter. Subscribe for more indeed. Oh, God. Well, this was fun. Let me get rid of that as well. Oh, boy. So, yeah, this has been Cursed Trains. I'm going to order my pizza now, I guess. Oh dear. Some of you want an ad, fine, I'll give you an ad. Have an ad. Why not at this point? I don't care. Oh god. This has been Cursed Trains 7. The Force Awakens. Are we playing the Tugs theme to play me out, or are we playing Nyan Cat? I'm trying to figure it, because someone said because I played Nyan Cat earlier, I should play Nyan Cat out. Oh, God. This has been one of the most chaotic streams I've done in a while. Actually, no. Wait, is Nyan Cat copyrighted? It's not copyrighted, surely. Let me just Google this real quick. Never in my life. Is Nyan Cat copyrighted? Copyrights on their characters and has a pending trademark, but I don't know. Is Nyan Cat song copyrighted? Yeah, it's copyrighted. Tugs it is. It's Tugs. Oh boy. I'm not even going to transition out. I'm just going to start playing this. Thanks for everyone for watching, for sending me my Cursed Trains. This has been a stupid... Yeah, not even a stupid stream, it's just a stupid. Something, subscribe, something, boats. I'm gonna order my pizza. Usually I ask what kind of pizza I should get, but no one's told me what to get. Do I get a custom one? Or do I get the meatballs tasty? Because you guys always tell me to get the meatballs. Oh no, the AI pizza wasn't a disappointment. I liked it. It was weird. Different. Just pepperoni. I'm not getting just pepperoni. That's boring. I want more than pepperoni. For the same price, I can get more toppings. And I just get pepperoni. Why would I do that? Anchovies? Who puts anchovies on a pizza? You maniac. Oh, no. Hold on. Oh, no, the Tugs theme's ended. Oh, Well, the stream's over. Sorry about that, guys. Stream's over. Goodbye.